April 17th, 2017. It is day 88 of the Donald Trump White House regime. He still has not garnered up enough strength to let Steve Bannon go. He can't seem to find a nerve to do it. It's going to be tough. Yeah. I mean, how do you fire the only Gentile on your team? How do you fire the only ex-military guy on your staff? How do you break it to 300 million Americans that the only American on your staff with complete loyalty to America has to be let go? The New York socialite crowd don't like him. No. Ivanka, she don't like him. And her husband, Jared, he really doesn't like Steve Bannon. And of course, the Goldman Sachs bankers, dual citizens. People will argue with me, oh, they don't have loyalty to Israel. Their loyalty is with money. Well, all I know is one thing. Their loyalty is not with America. Same thing with the other so-called Gentile on a team, Dina Habib, born in Egypt. Ooh, whoopee! That really makes Americans happy there. Donald Trump surrounded by dual citizens. Dina Habib, born in Egypt. What a crew. What a hell of a crew Donald Trump's got there. But what has he got to do? He's got to fire Steve Bannon. Why? Well, Saturday Night Live told him to. But what do I know? Maybe he won't even take the advice of Saturday Night Live. Imagine that scenario for a moment. Donald Trump, the New Yorker, he says, to hell with Saturday Night Live. I don't give a shit about Alec Baldwin. I'm going to keep Steve Bannon. He's with the Americans, and the Americans are with Steve Bannon. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Jared Kushner, sorry, the American people hate your damn guts. Sorry, Jared, you gotta go. Ivanka can stay. I mean, I think so. We'll have to ask Bannon on that one. Well, imagine that for a moment. I mean, just let our imagination go. I don't think that's the way it's going to work out. No, I don't. But I will be the first one to say I am wrong. If Donald Trump is that smart, which I don't think he is, if Donald Trump is smart enough to not take the advice of Saturday Night Live, he keeps Steve Bannon, and he tells the Antichrist to hit the road, well, I'll be the first one to say I am wrong, and I would be glad to say I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong, because the New York, the huge Donald Trump, he don't back down. And ain't nobody going to tell him what to do with his blood, his family blood. They'll be here as long as I want them to be. I'm Donald Trump. I'm a New Yorker. Well, that's what they want us to talk about. Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, Google, all the people who make money off of us. They want us to talk about this stuff. Jared Kushner fighting with Steve Bannon. Jared Kushner, the 36-year-old slumlord punk in the White House, he's going to throw a bone to Christie, Chris Christie. That's what Google and Wall Street and Goldman Sachs scum. That's what they want me to report to you. That Jared Kushner is going to throw the bone to some Gentile over in New Jersey, some guy named Christie. And you know what that's all about. Oh, they're starting to get a little worried. The news is getting around and they got nothing but dual citizens in the White House. Jared Kushner's brought all of his friends in and they ain't Gentiles. They're getting worried Americans are waking up. Oh, okay. Throw the bone to Christie. Get Christie over here. We'll make him the token Gentile. Yeah, it's getting really ugly in the White House, isn't it? That's what they want me to report on. That everything's okay. Don't worry, America. Sure, we're going to push Steve Bannon to the curb. The guy representing all the blue-collar, real Americans out there. Sure, but don't worry. We're going to replace him with another blue-collar man. Chris Christie from New Jersey. No, he's not from Manhattan. He doesn't rub shoulders and rub elbows with Ivanka. Matter of fact, Ivanka despises him. But we'll bring him in because he'll know his place. Chris Christie's already proven that he'll know his place. He'll sit there beside Donald Trump and he'll shut up. And you blue-collar workers, well, don't worry about it because the stores are shutting down. Now let's report on what they don't want you to know about. You see, as long as you're focused on Jared, the Antichrist Kushner, well, you're not going to know that J.C. Penney's is going to shut down the stores. You know, it's not really important to Google, to mainstream media, to Donald Trump in the White House. No, they're too busy pushing Easter eggs around. Too busy to tell you that J.C. Penney's is going to shut down over 100 stores. That some other store, Rue 21, teenager, clothes, they're going to shut down 400 stores. No, this is the news they don't want you to hear about. Oh, you're worried about that fat guy over in North Korea. Tell me, what does that fat guy over in North Korea have to do with our stores shutting down? What does the guy over in North Korea have to do with our factories shutting down? The J.C. Penney's and Macy's no longer need you to be a waiter. Even the service jobs, even the jobs where you get down on your hands and knees and you serve people, even those jobs are disappearing. And pretty soon the robots will have all the jobs. I guess the little fat guy in Korea, I guess he's supposed to be there to divert your attention away. The Kushner-Bannon fight, all designed to make you forget the Donald Trump promises. How convenient is that? How convenient. You know what I think? If the world was fair and you didn't have to rely on your daddy's money, if things were just fair, you know, you had to rely on your own brains and your own technical skills. Take a look at Ivanka. Think about this. Imagine Ivanka without Rich Daddy. Imagine the 36-year-old slumlord, Antichrist. Imagine him without his rich daddy. The skill level there, I just don't see where the skill level is except for rubbing shoulders with elites in Manhattan. You know what I think? I think they would be working in these stores here. They'd be working in probably stores worse than this store. This is the store that Ivanka and Jared would be working in if it wasn't for their rich daddy. Because they have a rich daddy, they're in the White House when they should be in this store worrying about where their next paycheck is going to come from. Well, I never said the world was a fair place. I never did say that. But sometimes I like to use my imagination. Where would Ivanka and the Antichrist be without their rich daddies? I know exactly where they would be. In some store closing down. And then they'd be going to the government begging for a SNAP card. Begging for Section 8. Because there ain't no factory job for you. Oh yeah, I know what you're thinking. Same thing I'm thinking. Bravo von Mueller. You in a dark place right now. You in a dark, dark place, aren't you? I can feel it. Yeah, maybe I am in a dark place right now. We're going to keep it dark. I'll tell you why we're going to keep it dark. Because they're coming after you. I've told you they don't like you. They despise you. They'll never forgive you. You are the enemy. But they're allowed to say anything they want. If you're a professor, if you're in the public school system, if you're in the banking system, if you're Goldman Sachs scum, or you're a Fresno professor, they can literally say anything they damn please. That's why I'm in a dark place, because we are ruled. We are ruled by people who think they're better than us. They're professors. They're Goldman Sachs scum. Look at the things they can say to you. They can say things to you that would make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. But you have to take it. If you're from New Jersey and you're a Gentile, if you're a blue-collar worker, you're just going to take it because he's a professor. Jared Kushner, he's a rich kid from New York. They're Goldman Sachs people. They're coming to get you. Yes, I'm in a dark place. Remember this, and remember it good. Even paranoid people have enemies. If you're a Gentile, if you're an American, if you're a blue-collar worker, you are the enemy. Understand that they are coming after you. No, I am not paranoid. I know these people. You are a target. They want to punish you. They want you to submit to their power, which is the power of the Federal Reserve banking note that you have and they control. So you think I'm kidding, huh? You don't think they're coming after you? Let's take the case of a Connecticut man. He's in a dark place, really dark place. 50-year-old man. He's got no hope. He's got no hope. He's probably got no job. He's in a dark place. He doesn't know what to do. So he reaches out, but there's nobody to reach to. I tell you, he's in a very dark place. He's in his heavy metal culture. He's 50 years old. He's lonely. The man is lonely. He's been forgotten. A frustrated Caucasian, middle class, middle America, blue-collar worker with no opportunity, no job. He's disappointed. He's venting his frustrations. Is it any mystery that he's venting? He's reaching out. He's trying to get this monkey off of his back. There is no job for him. But in some weird way, we now have an FBI that's working like a Tom Cruise Minority Report movie, where the FBI can come in and they can utilize their psychic technology to arrest and convict a man before he even commits a crime. Think about that. The professors, Goldman Sachs, they can rip you off for every penny you have. They can say anything they want. The professors can literally say anything they want. But if you are a blue-collar man, if you're one of us, if you're a Gentile like Mr. Sullivan, if you're 50 years old and you have no job, you have no hope, and you go to the internet where it's no mystery that you're going to try to vent your frustrations, well, you'll be hunted down by Tom Cruise's Minority Report FBI team because they prevented a horrific crime from occurring. They know this. Tom Cruise and the FBI know that they prevented the crime because they have psychic abilities. No, my friend, I am not paranoid. You are the enemy. Mr. Sullivan is the enemy. I am the enemy, and they're coming after us. Oh, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I see what people say out there. I see the comments you leave, and it worries me. I'm only making this statement today. Watch out what you're saying in the comments because the FBI, Tom Cruise, and the Minority Report, dual citizen, psychic bastards are watching you. And they will come after you because you are not a professor. You are not Goldman Sachs scum. You are not the Antichrist Jared Kushner. You don't have a rich daddy named Kushner. You don't have a rich daddy named Trump. So when you say things, when you go to the internet and you vent your anger, remember, they're coming after you. They want you. They're going to make an example of you. You are going to submit to your master. I'm just making a statement here. Don't worry about me. Be careful what you say because they're coming after you. We don't want that to happen. Make it as difficult as you can. If they want to come and get us, make it difficult for them. And then when they do come knock on the door, we will laugh in their face because in the end we will win. In the end we will win. We will laugh at them. Let them do what they please, but in the end we will win and we will laugh. Mr. Sullivan trying to vent his frustrations. Yes, stuff like this makes me mad because pathetic professors, Kushner and his type, can get away with anything they damn please. But us blue-collar Irish Sullivans, McMahons, no, we have to bow down to them. In the end, we will win, trust me. You know why we'll win? Because they're lazy, they're pathetic, they're enjoying the chocolate. All they do is talk about how good the chocolate is. They never get their hands dirty, and they're not very bright. That's how I know we will win. Because they're also arrogant. They think they're smarter than us. And you can mark it on the calendar the day we win. When the world takes back Golan Heights. Because we live in a big world. We got 300 million people in America, but there are billions of people in the world. And when those billions of people in the world take back Golan Heights, that will mark the day that we win. And they can have their chocolate. We're going to keep it dark. The news is dark today. I don't make it up. I wish I didn't have to report on this. There are some very stupid people out there. Children get to run around in restaurants. I can remember a story. A man I used to work with, he was in a restaurant. And he was enjoying the food. And the family next to him, they had a couple children. And the children were perfect. They didn't run around. They behaved themselves. And you know what my friend did at the end of the meal? Is he paid for their meal. Because there was a time in America where parents knew how to raise their children. We did not spare the rod. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And this is a horrific story. But it just goes to show you how far down we've come in America. There was a time, like I said, when my friend paid for their dinner and said, you know what? You got some very well-behaved children there. We enjoyed our meal. And I would like to treat your family to dinner tonight. It was a nice gesture. A gesture that comes around once in a blue moon. But I don't know. Maybe this restaurant, maybe this was just a nightmare waiting to happen. Maybe this restaurant is just one evil restaurant with mechanisms that just are not safe. I don't know the story, but as bad as horrific as this story is about a little child losing his life, there are millions of other Americans who are also losing big chunks of their life for doing nothing more than smoking a green weed that God created. So I cannot forget about this. This is one of the worst things that's happening in America today. This drug war that is enslaving a large group of our population. It's a drug war. This is tyranny. When will it end? Donald Trump doesn't seem to get it. His man Sessions doesn't seem to get it. It seems like these 70-year-old freaks just don't get it. That prohibition doesn't work. And we're locking up so many people in America. And the taxpayers have to pay for it. And we're ruining these people's life. Yes, I am speaking out. I want to make another statement that we have to end the drug war. It's not helping. Sure, there should be some treatment centers. Maybe even some drug dens out in the middle of the desert somewhere. Go out and do your drugs. Kill yourself. I don't care. Just don't do it around other people. But locking them up is not the answer. Or let me clarify, it's not the answer for the community, the taxpayer, the people who have to foot the bill. No, it's not the answer for us. But for Donald Trump and all his friends, the judges, the police chiefs, the prosecutor, the district attorney, the lawyers, the rehab centers, the government matrix, all these judges who think they're God, the police chiefs, think of their pensions. Oh, they love it. Yeah, the system is just fine. They're making a lot of money. You're paying the price. You are in pain. You are the target. No, I'm not paranoid. They're coming after us. And they're going to make up a new law. Every day it's going to be a better law. Don't drink the rainwater. Don't collect the rainwater. Don't do this and don't do that, because the laws are stacked up 9 miles high. Why? Because they make good money off of you. Like I said, their pensions are nice. They're going to live their life perfectly cushy to the day they die. All because you, the taxpayer, you are going to pay it. You are going to keep your mouth shut. And that's the way Donald Trump likes it. And if you don't like it, well, like I said, beware. They're coming after you. Yes, not only do they lie to us, they're revengeful. You would think at their age, they would already come to realize that whatever they do to us, they do to themselves. We are all interconnected. Maybe they should think about that before they start locking everybody up. Some of the younger people are starting to get it. Many states are legalizing pot. And there are people, maybe some of these people who were hit hard by the drug war, maybe they can make money off of it. That's a good idea. It's better to make money and work than them to lock you up. This is a dark place we're at today. Dan Rather says to Trump, dropping bombs does not make you presidential. Too bad there's not somebody there in the White House that can just wake Donald Trump up, throw some cold water on him. And then you got, well, Jared Kushner's not going to throw that cold water on him. Jared Kushner's worried about his 666 building, which gets stranger by the day. What really confuses me is after Donald Trump lied to us so blatantly, he flipped on everything, there are still stupid people out there who are rooting for Donald after he lied to you. It's no secret to anybody. Most Americans think that Donald Trump broke all of his promises. I mean, you don't have to be that smart to figure it out. Yes, he broke all of his promises. Worrying about North Korea. We don't care about North Korea. I do apologize that this video was dark because we are in a dark place in America today. This is a dark place. We are fading. We are an American empire fading. And even Tillerson has to figure it out. Tillerson has to call China. China, please, work this out with North Korea. Help us save face. China just laughs and says, okay, we'll help you out. Donald Trump is way over his head. And when you're way over your head, what do? You bring a 36-year-old slumlord kid in to help you? Well, what's going to happen to your ratings? Nobody. I don't think there's anybody in the entire history of America who brought a 36-year-old slumlord in to advise him as the President of the United States. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of America. Donald Trump's numbers should be around 15%, or maybe it should be down to about 6%. I'll leave you with this because it's befitting the dark place we are in today. The dark place that we are at today in America, this says it all here. A man went out peacefully after he heard that Donald Trump was impeached. I think that tells you everything you need to know about today, the 88th day of the Donald Trump regime. day 88. And a man literally goes out peacefully after he heard that Donald Trump was impeached. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so.